Like, this really is the coolest thing I've ever built. Are you ready? Are you ready? Behold. Hello everyone, I'm Kibitz and welcome back to Satisfactory, where we now have almost 500 hours in the game. And now with all the infrastructure we've built, and with the thousands of items we've been collecting, we will essentially use all of it today in one single project, which will be our main Crystal Oscillator production area. So get your snacks, leave your likes, and prepare yourselves for the biggest Satisfactory production machine I've ever constructed. But first off, let's take stock of everything we needed for this project. First, we needed about 2,000 rubber per minute, so we literally constructed an entire city for all of it. Then we went out and collected over 1,000 Caterium, 3,500 raw quartz, 900 water per minute, and 4,800 copper ore. So, with all those raw materials and a little bit of processing, we are going to have 2,613 quartz crystals, 1,829 rubber, and 261 AI limiters per minute. And with all those materials, we'll be able to run 140 manufacturers, all making crystal oscillators, meaning we will be making 265 crystal oscillators per minute once all is said and done. But of course, there's a lot to be said and done. 140 manufacturers is by far the biggest project we've ever worked on. Our first crystal oscillator manufacturing area in our first playthrough had about 42 manufacturers. Then our second one had about 60, and now we're bumping up to 140 of them for one production line. And my god, I had this all written down on paper, but now that we're actually here and we've made it, it's like, bruh. How do you run and organize 140 manufacturers? Like, what? Dude. Well, first off, you're gonna have to do a little bit of extra math here. And luckily, with the quick search thing, we can actually do math in this little search bar here. So like 2 plus 2 equals 4, etc., etc. But main thing is, we need to find a nice number to divide 140 by. So say, I don't know, 140 divided by 20 equals 7. So we can make 7 systems of 20 manufacturers. That could work out. Or we could have 35 sets of 4, which could be a lot of fun. But I suppose, all things considered, making 7 sets of 20 manufacturers probably will be like the easiest here. But even still, a set of 20 manufacturers is already like a huge freaking deal, man. Like these boys, they're thick. They're big chunk. They use a 3x3 platform, and I think with the new hitboxes, yeah, they use about 2.5 wall segments. All right. Well, we're gonna be using quite a few floors, aren't we? Oh yeah, brother. Okay, but we have at least our numbers, right? So let's think about looks. We want this to look amazing. This is our biggest project literally ever. So this has to look really cool. And fortunately for us, we have this nice open space right in the middle centerpiece of our base, just to stack up just an insane amount of manufacturers. So we're gonna make something look cool right in the front here. And honestly, I already have a pretty good idea for what we're gonna do. So to honor the previous Crystal Oscillator production lines, we're gonna build at least one set of 20 in the same way we did the others. So that means we're gonna have the manufacturers facing each other like so. Then we're gonna stack them up. And once we have 10 stacked up, we can double that by building the exact same stack right beside it. And that will give us our first 20 manufacturers. And this represents about 15% of the total project. 15%. But dang, this will look extremely cool, because what we can do now is we can have belts going down the middle here, So that'll fill like the in-between area of all the manufacturers with just a huge, super massive waterfall of belts. We're just using these for measurement right now, but we'll have to go down every single layer and build this first part out. There we go, because we need to measure that exact length so we can get as many conveyor lifts in between here as literally possible. And after we got those crazy measurements done and moved a couple manufacturers out and around, we can do that to both sides and then figure out how to do all of the belt work for this entire thing. Oh, but wait, there's more. You see, we're gonna stack another set of 20 on top of those 20. So now we're gonna have a bunch of belts coming from beneath here, going up to the first 20, and then belts coming down from the top, going down to the top 20. And I'm hoping once all is said and done, it'll look like a waterfall diamond of belts. But of course, that's the dream. Now I actually have to go ahead and belt it all together and figure it all out. And that's gonna take a hot minute, so give me a boop, all right? Okay, cool. So now 20 assemblers are hooked up to these 3 belts, and the other 20 are hooked up to the other 3 belts. Man, don't you just love booping? Such a good time. Oh no. I spent a 4-hour live stream belting this thing together, and oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So we ended up doing the belting underneath, and there was not a lot of space. But by some miracle, we managed to do it. Yes, you are witnessing the greatest belt split I have ever put together. This is the only way it can work, by the way. There's no other way. Like with this space, there's no other way. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. It was quite, like literally a miracle that this all worked. Now, how does it work? Great question. Well, since we had measured everything out here, I was able to bring down all of the belts in this beautiful configuration, which looks amazing from outside. I'll show you in a moment. But yeah, everything comes down, and we ended up with these huge walls of conveyor lifts that we had to connect up. So each row, like here, is one material. So say that's rubber, the next row could be the AI limiters, and then this one could be the quartz crystals. All right, you picking up what I'm putting down? Right on. So then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles to work with. And not only that, but like 30 different belts we had to hook up together too. Yep, it was a time and a half. Oh, but wait, there's more. So you know how we're going super high, right? Well, the top manufacturer, when we attached the conveyor lift to it, it couldn't reach all the way to the bottom floor. So instead, it had to go behind everything, make a turn in here, and then we had to connect that up separately too. Yeah, so like every problem in the world was presented, and we got super, super lucky and everything worked out. So this is what happens. So from upstairs, we have the 3 lines here. They connect up into these 3 splitters, 1, 2, 3. The splitters go out, and they split into an overflow system. So using this belt as an example, it splits in 2, going that way and this way. This splits into this line, and that line goes to the very, very top of our entire production here. So like I said, it's like this and goes like that, and then it's all the way up there. Cool. And then it overflows by going from this splitter right to the next one. And here we had to get real creative, and it weaves underneath here and goes into the entrance. Then, with the absolute minimum amount of space possible, we had another splitter here, and we connected this up to that. This splits into the next belt, and then again, goes up to the next splitter. Pattern repeats, pattern repeats. That is one item done. And essentially that's how every item worked. So then the next item goes into there, splits up into this, goes up, splits off, goes up, splits off. That one's done. And then over here, same dealio. This one splits up, goes up here, goes over there, and goes to that weird area, and then overflows in this direction. So yeah, there's a little overflow, unfortunately. So that will kind of hamper production rates, but again, there was no other way. There really wasn't another way. This is how it has to be with this base that we have here. However, I guarantee you'll agree with me that it was super omega worth it. Like, I wanted this thing to look beautiful, to be the centerpiece of our base, and brother, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. It's gorgeous. A masterpiece. Truly a masterpiece. And once we get the top part done, it's gonna look even better. So we're gonna have this, it's not exactly the diamond shape I was planning on, but it's still gonna look just mind-bogglingly awesome. And from afar, it will make the perfect centerpiece to our base. Like, we have the bottom part, that's gonna be filled with a million like random machines. We go up, and then right at what should be pretty much the center point of our base, we're gonna have this glorious looking belt contraption. And then the belt outputs look great too. It's really simple, we had all the space in the world as well, so of course it's gonna look good. But yeah, just have a conveyor wall there, all the items go through the manufacturer, enter, poops out the back, goes through a conveyor wall, doodly-doo, merges all together, very nice. So now we have to copy this up here, and then do it the opposite way. Yeah, because now we're gonna be doing all that crazy spaghetti on the very top, and hopefully making it work out. But at the end of the day, we know it already will, so that's fantastic. And all things considered, getting everything down into like 6 belts here, pretty dang good. This is pretty dang good. So I'm pretty optimistic with the rest of this project. But yeah, I'm gonna need another boop. Oh, don't you guys just love booping? Such a good time, such a good time. And you know what? The belt work up here was a good time too. You know how I said that the belt work was impossible because of how small the space was? Nope, it wasn't. And in fact, like most situations, once you just think about it for a little bit longer, you can come up with some better solutions. Like right here. So you know all the belt craziness I was explaining earlier? How it's like overflow? Well, this is the same thing, except it looks this clean. Exact same thing pretty much. Like the first item will go up here, splits this way over to there, splits to the other side, so that's 2 manufacturers down, another 2 manufacturers down, etc, etc, etc. It's all just overflow. It's all just overflow. And it's super, super simple. What you just do is you go and build yourself a nice stackable conveyor here. You bring the belt over to here. Come on, dude. Let me stand. There we go. Over to here, and then with the belt in the air, you just throw on splitters, and you split things up, and you bring them over. You just do that in a line, and just do 3 layers tall, and you're done. It's like, bruh. It's so much easier. No stupid weaves, and also, hey, look at that. Kinda looks like Cthulhu or something. Ooh, look at that, that's freaking cool, actually. Dude, that's neat. But yeah, again, all the belt work is all good now, and it's looking pretty dang snazzy. I just really hope I didn't make a mistake. I probably did. But hey, we'll find out soon.tm. I'm just happy at least we're at this stage, where the manufacturers are connected. If there's a problem, it's just gonna be up here, or like downstairs, and I know how to fix both, so we'll be fine. I nervously say. Yeah, I should really say that after it's running. Anyway though, that's all good. The back is pretty much the same. Just copy the design from the first 20, did it for the next 20. Now we got 40, all, whoopsies. All connected down onto one line, way down there. And that will be 40 times 2. Yeah, that'll be 80 crystal oscillators. It's almost like 20% of the project, or what was the calculation? 260-ish divided by 80. No, 80 divided by 260-ish. Okay, so that's like 30%. Did I do my math wrong somewhere? It's 265, so yeah, that's 30%. Not bad. I think I may have goofed up some math earlier. But only 30% still. Man, this is such a crazy project. Oh man, oh man. But it's all worth it, guaranteed. Like, this really is the coolest thing I've ever built. Are you ready? Are you ready? Behold, the Beast 3 40 manufacturers hooked up through 2 different conveyor waterfalls and balanced out into 6 lines. And it looks this good. Like, dude, I can't believe it. Even like the manufacturers that we had to move, so we moved them back just a smidge, like near the top and near the bottom, so that we could get extra conveyor belts in. You can actually see that curve from afar. Like, I can't believe it. And then just in between, like, it didn't make the diamond, but bruh, it made a masterpiece. Yeah, I honestly love it. Like, even with the shiny wall in the back there, oh, hey Cliff. It's kind of like the crown jewel, almost. Oh my goodness, almost. And we're just getting started with like the next phase of our base. Dude, things are going off the freaking chain, and I'm just so happy with it. But man, this is why I love Satisfactory. Just bringing everything together and watching the whole plan converge into this spicy masterpiece. And even the load balancing looks great too. It's like wings or something. It's almost kind of like a heart or a mask, I don't know. Dude, it's just so neat. And then down here, I was doing a lot of this belting on live streams. Someone said this looks like a smiley face on the bottom, like the 2 eyes, like boom, boom, and then the big smile. I'm like, bruh, why do you point that out? Now I can't unsee it. But yeah, when you just have like the big view of it, like from here, you can't notice that kind of stuff, really. And you just see its majesty. But just give me a breath here. Let's just enjoy it for half a second before we actually activate everything. Oh, that's when the party really starts and we have to fix things, but just enjoy what we have accomplished. Just look at how cool it is. And it has like this amazing empty space right in the middle too. Could we even get like a miller piddle in here? Yeah, they can't go in the middle thing there. I don't know. Maybe if we download mods in the future, we can add in like some more detail to the center list, but for now, bruh, I am content. Oh boy, let's rock and roll. Oh yes, and I forgot to mention, the inputs for up top there actually go to the outside walls. You may have noticed them when we're taking a look around there. They come on down, they go out and around, and all of the inputs for the top floors go to these 6 lines. So top and bottom floors. All the same deal. We just need to put into like, what is it? A couple splitters? Boom, boom. For each item, and GG. Kind of, not really. Also, why are these facing the wrong direction? Oh boy, the memes begin. Well, we got our breath of appreciation. Let me fix this first issue here. Okay, at least the first problem wasn't all that big, but we are set and ready to go. And what we have to do now is we have to balance all the resources going into the machines. That's like the next big modus operandi. Because now we know we're breaking the system down into sets of 20. If we can do that with our input lines, then hooking up the rest of the manufacturers is gonna be a breeze. So I wanna figure out this group first, and then when we make the next group, it'll be a little bit easier. So, where are those input lines? Well, we kinda dealt with them a little while ago, and they are just right down here. Yeah. This is our warehousing floor. We're gonna have an internal spine in this section of the base that will be going all the way through here. And everything is accounted for. Yeah, we have all of the rubber right there. We have our AI limiters, good. Everything's off right now, by the way, don't worry. And then all of our quartz crystals. We will have about 6 lines. So where do we want everything to kind of end up? Well, we have a lot of space here. We could just do all of the load balancing for the manufacturers in this space. Is there any reason not to? Not that I can imagine right now. Okay, good freaking discussion, Kibitz. Thanks, Kibitz. Let's just move this random bin, then set up one of them big ol' wallerinos. And now we have a big old chunky space to do some load balancing. And what we're gonna have to do is split each of these belts into 7. Oh yeah, very fun number. Everybody loves the number 7. Except in Satisfactory, when you're trying to split things evenly into 7. Bit of a problem there. So how would we do this? Well, I'll be honest, number 1 is we could go like the super easy method, which we might be doing. And that's just where we can do this. we can split everything into just 6. So everything goes through 1, then to 3, same dealio over here. And then we have a splitter right before this. There we go. And this line just goes out to space. So with this line going out to space, pretty much it'll get like way more than it needs. It will fill up very, very quickly. Everything else then will overflow evenly, and we're good to go. Like honestly, if we're doing a small system, this is like, it's a go-to for me, honestly. However, we might be able to make this a little bit better here with a merger. Oh yeah, we're getting a little bit spooky here, but it's kind of fun. This is like the old school load balancing that I did in our first playthrough, like the hardcore, we need the numbers Mason type deal. So what we can do is we can split off a 7th from the main belt going in here. So instead of just having like a splitter and overflowing the first part, we do things a little bit more spooky. So I'm just kind of like, I kind of just like Googled a 7th load balancer thing, and we're just gonna kind of make it from there. I'll throw the image up on the screen real quick. And yeah, now we have it in the game here. So yeah, it's a lot more bulky, but it's a lot more efficient as well, right? And we have a lot of space. But we'd have, how many times would we have to build this system here? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11 times. And yeah, you know, honestly, that's not too bad. That evenly splits up all the lines. We have this massive, massive area to work with. I don't see why not. So we're gonna be rocking and rolling, doing this for every single line. And it kind of looks cool too, eh? Yeah. It's been up a while since we've done like proper load balancing. By the way, if you want like more load balancing tips and stuff, I actually made a tutorial on this in my Satisfactory tips playlist, which you can check out in the card in the corner. And yeah, if you want to go more extreme with this load balancing stuff, I'd highly recommend checking out that video. And now, dare I say, I think we're gonna boop once again, and we're just gonna throw in all of the belt work that we need to do. Again, I'm just so happy we have enough space for all this. We could even have multiple floors even. You know what? Yeah, let's go about this way. We're gonna build all the systems left to right, and then we're just gonna build in more floors when we need them. All right. Oh yeah, and as you guys probably saw, there's a little diagram underneath the picture that I didn't actually see first. So I built the thing backwards. So this is the proper way. It starts at a merger and then goes like a splitter, splitter, splitter. These two splitters combine, that's like 6 sevenths. And then at the end of the line here, that's like 1/7. Aha. And then we have the splitter over here, and this will go over to the other 2 splitters. So 1 and a 2, and everything will work out. But man, it's a good thing I didn't do all like the building of the whole place before noticing this issue, or else, that's exactly what I did. I super built the whole thing and then realized the mistake. But those are just Kibitz things. Right on, so round 2 was a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun. 10 out of 10 time. Definitely didn't lose my mind at all. But it's done now. We got our 11 lines. Wait, no. Wait, 11 times 3, 7? I don't know math anymore, guys. It's been a long time. We got belts for days though, all evened out, all ready to go to a quadrillion machines. However, I was gonna connect some over to what we've already created, but looking at the space here, I don't know where we're gonna put the other 100 manufacturers. Like I was flying around, I filled in some of the floor, and over here, I'd prefer that this was left open so we can kind of look down into this area, because you know, it looks pretty cool, man. But then it's like, well, where do we build then, right? Yeah, bit of a problem, big problem. So along with the fact I'm kind of losing my mind here, and with the fact we still have 70% of the project still to do, we're gonna have to make this a bit of a 2-parter. So I'll finish this off next time. So we'll get things moving, get things grooving, find out how many tickets we're gonna have, and just, yeah, get it running. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, please remember again to leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you don't mind, and I hope to see you in the next one. But for now, have a fantastic rest of your day, and bye-bye.